Hi everyone, and welcome to CSCI 112, Programming with C. This video is just to go over the syllabus and give you a little introduction to the course. I guess I'll introduce myself first. My name is Lucy Williams, and I'll be your instructor. The last 2 summers I taught CSCI 127, The Joy and Beauty of Data, and I think those courses went really well, and I'm really excited to teach another class. Last year, CSCI 127 was online, and I actually really enjoyed that. I think the online format can work well, and I'm looking forward to taking some of the things that I thought worked well from last year, the Slack workspace, the lecture videos, and then adding some additional things like our class meeting times. But I'll get more into that. Just some more about me. I'm a 4th year graduate student here at Montana State. And outside of school and work, I mostly play Ultimate Frisbee. I coach the women's team here at the university, which is really fun. And I also bike and ski and hike and pack raft. And I really like to spend time with my dog. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting to know all of you. And I think we're going to have a great time in this class. So the format for the course is that every day I'm going to post I think about 3 or 4 lecture videos. I'm hoping that they'll be on the 10-minute or so length, but they might be more like 20 minutes sometimes as well. And there will also be a list of key ideas and links to extra resources. And so my hope is that you can take a look at those videos before our class time. So our class time is 11 a.m. to 1:35 p.m. Monday through Thursday. I don't think we're going to need the whole class time every day, but if we do need it, then we'll take it. And during class, what we're going to do is we will go through the classwork assignment. So for almost every day of class, there will be a graded assignment that you're meant to do during class time. We'll go through it together. And yeah, by coming to class, you will definitely get that done. You'll get those points. And the idea of the classwork is just to make sure that you're keeping up with the class and you're understanding the day's material. You're ready to move on to the next day. And we can go over the topics from the lectures in more depth. We can do additional practice problems. Once we start working on our labs and our bigger programming assignments and our quizzes, we can go over those as well. But if you don't need to come to class, you are already familiar with the material and you can breeze through the classwork, and you don't have any questions, you don't need to come to the class time. But I definitely encourage you to come, especially in the beginning. So in this class, you will be required to develop your solutions on the Linux server. And so you're going to have to learn how to use the Linux server. You're going to have to learn how to use Vim. You're not going to be able to use a text editor like you normally might. Definitely won't be able to use any sort of IDE. And you're also going to turn in your work using Git. And so there's definitely a big learning curve for all of those. So even if you have a ton of experience programming, maybe you even have taken this class before, I would suggest coming to the first class meeting and keeping on coming until you really get Vim, Git, and Linux down. Because you're going to run into just a lot of little things that it helps to have someone there to help you through. And since the idea of these class sessions is that we're all going to work through the classwork, you should call in from a computer that you can use to access the server so that you can share your screen you can be working along with everyone else. And you should just let me know if you don't have a computer that works for you, and we can definitely find a way to make that happen. So a lot of our classwork problems and our programming assignments will come out of this book, Problem Solving and Program Design in C. You are not required to buy it or have access to it, but if you want it, I rented it from Amazon. It was only $35 and it's working great on iPad. So yeah, I guess let me know if you end up buying it or if you have suggestions for other people for how to buy it or how to rent it, and I can put that up and let the class know. I'm not going to schedule additional office hours beyond class time, unless I guess I hear that that's going to be helpful to anyone. But definitely just contact me on Slack anytime you have a problem, and I can get back to you as soon as I can, and we can also set up a meeting time. Yeah, I really encourage you to just reach out to me if you have any questions, or reach out to the class in general. We may get a Smarty Cats tutor. I know when I taught 127, people really liked the Smarty Cats tutor, so if we do get one, I'll let you know. Like I said, we're going to use Slack. You can follow the links here to get that set up, and let me know if you have any problems. I guess you could email me if you're not able to get Slack set up. These are just some tools that we'll actually use in future lectures. And then, like I said, we're going to write all of our code on the server, so it's really important that you make sure that you can get on there on the first day, but it's also classwork, so you'll be graded on it from day one. The outcomes, we're, like I said, going to get really good at using Linux, using Vim, using Git. We're going to write C programs, and we may also get to C++ because we have a lot of students in this class who do have some programming experience. And so we may be able to cover the material from the regular C class quickly and get into some C++. So it's important that you understand how you'll be graded in this class. There will be 14 classwork assignments. So if we think about it, there's 4 weeks of class and each week has 4 days. So we have 16 total class days. 14 of those will have classwork assignments, and those will be due at 1:35 p.m., meaning at the end of our class meeting. And this is a whole 14% of your grade. So if you just come to class, make sure you get those done, then it's almost like you get a free 14 points in the class. We'll also have 6 labs, which will just be pretty similar to the classwork, but maybe slightly harder problems. And you won't have the opportunity to just work through them with me, although I will definitely help you as much as you need. You'll also have 3 longer programming assignments, and we'll have 3 quizzes. Those will just be on D2L, just another way for you to show that you're keeping up with the class and make sure that you're understanding the material. So for a programming class like this, it's important that we understand what is allowed and what's not allowed in terms of collaboration and sharing your code. So at a high level, you can always share ideas. If you don't understand how just the idea of a program, maybe you need to compute an average, you can ask a friend, hey, how do I compute the average? And that friend can tell you, well, you're just going to need to sum up every instance and divide by the total number. That would be sort of a high-level idea. Or hey, how do I use functions in this program? And someone could tell you, well, maybe think about having a function to compute the average. Another thing, just because I really want everyone to be able to get help quickly, is that you can also help one another debug your code. So if I am working on an assignment and I'm getting a syntax error that I don't understand, when I run my program, the compiler is telling me that I have an error and I don't know what it's from. I can actually get on a video call, or let's say physically, if I'm with that person that can help me, I can show my screen and show my code, show what happens when I run it, because I just want you to be able to get help. Of course, if someone shows you their code, don't write down their code and, just try to copy them. That would fall into the sharing your code with other people bucket. So what I'm trying to say is you can show people your code as long as you're not just sending it to them. So don't email someone your code. Don't, if I am having that syntax error that I don't understand, I can't send my .c file on Slack to someone and say, can you run this and tell me what error I'm getting? Because then they have my code and I've shared it with them. Of course, along the same lines, don't submit code that you didn't write, and don't modify someone else's solution and claim it as your own. So don't Google a solution to a problem and then just change it a little bit and turn it in. Let's definitely make sure that this is an inclusive learning environment. Be respectful on Slack and in class. If you have any disabilities that you need accommodations for, let's try to deal with that as soon as possible. And then I list some ideas on how to be successful in this class. Because it's such a short class, it's really important that we just get things cleared up as soon as they come up. If your program is not working, ask for help. If you can't get on the server, ask for help with that. And do your own work. That's really important here. You're only going to learn this stuff if you actually do the work yourself. Again, because it's such a short format, I'm going to make sure that I get your work back to you as soon as possible. Classwork, I will grade by 5 p.m. that day. Labs and programs and quizzes, you'll get back before the next class day. So if you think about it, each class is almost like a week since we only have 16 class days, that's almost like a week of a semester, which is 15 weeks. I'll also respond to your Slack messages within 1 business day. Really, it'll be faster than that, but this is just a minimum or maximum. Yeah, whichever is right. So the course schedule is here. Some of these links aren't working yet, like this Classwork 5 link just sends me back to the top. But everything for the first week is already up. So you can see the classwork for the first day if you click on that link. And you can see the lecture summary and links to the lectures on here as well. So this video, you would have gone to it from there. So I guess you've already seen this, but good job getting here if you're here. And I think that's pretty much it. Thank you for Dr. Cummings for her help preparing this class. And thank you all for being here. I think we're going to have a great 4x4 class. All right, bye.